What day is it today? Is it Wednesday? Is it Wednesday, new comic book day? Walking Jerry, you guys know how it is. About to go get the new comic book day haul. Because it's Wednesday, you guys know the drill. So we're gonna get the new haul. In this video, we're also doing comic book reviews for everything that came out last week for April 23rd, new comic book day. Typically I do a top 5, but I decided to just talk about everything that came out last week. We also have a discussion on the Summer of Superman, so DC's newest mini initiative. If you guys are excited about all the new DC series that are coming out featuring Big Blue, definitely stay tuned. There's a ton of good stuff, man. I'm really excited about that. We also have a look back, a little bit of a retrospective, taking a look at all my old comic book setups, I guess. So just like the evolution of my comic book collection, back when I first started all the way to now, we have some pictures that we're gonna look at and kind of talk about. Should be pretty fun. And then we have 10 comic book comments, questions, and concerns that you guys had left for my video in April. I do this every single month. Big fan of the March one you guys were, so yeah, doing it again in April. And yeah, those are the 5 comic book topics that we're doing for today, new comic book day, April 30th. As always, man, every single Wednesday, 5 comic book topics, a big old video released on Wednesday for you guys. So like if you liked, subbed if you loved, and yeah, make sure you skip around using the chapters down below. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody. As you guys can see, I'm outside of Casablanca Comics. They always got the hookups, dude. Let's go over my new comic book day haul. Nothing too crazy, as you guys can see. Not the biggest haul in the world, but let's get into it, dude. Starting off with my pick of the week, of course. We're going You'll Do Bad Things, issue number 2. We got Tyler Boss and Tertulici doing the art. So just excellent stuff. It's like a murder mystery type of thing. This writer, every time he writes like a story, a crime story, it happens in real life. Someone dies because he writes it in a story, dude. So really interesting stuff. We'll have to see how that plays out. Some really like abstract kind of artwork. Really like the character design of the villain or whatever. Like the zipper mouth is pretty cool. So yeah, dude, You'll Do Bad Things. My most anticipated read. Also though, close second, we're taking everyone down with us. So this is Rosenberg Landini with Wordy and Otsman Alehu. Really interesting look at kind of like this, like, I don't know, like these different spy organizations like going after each other. We got this girl who's the daughter of like a really famous spy, I guess, who maybe he's like the bad guy, you know what I'm saying? So we'll have to see how that turns out. But just look at this artwork. I mean, really colorful, poppy, really beautiful stuff. And that's of course because, I don't know, Landini's the man, dude. Really excellent stuff. Really excited about that. Close third for pick of the week. I'm excited about this because it looks like Kaketo is back on the art. We have Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 16. So excited about this. Not the biggest fan of the last issue. Not the biggest fan when they do like these kind of side issues or whatever, but it looks like we're getting back into the main kind of story or whatever. So that's cool. In addition to that, we've got some excellent stuff from Image Comics. We've got The Seasons issue number 5. I'm really just enjoying issue number 4, sorry. Really just enjoying this Rick Remender series. Look at that cover. That's a pretty nice cover there on that one. But really excited about it. It's like four sisters trying to solve a mystery of like why their parents disappeared. There's like an evil carnival coming into town that's gonna like kill everybody. Just your classic normal stuff, dude. The conclusion to one of my favorite DC All-In series, we have The Question All Along the Watchtower number 6. Really, looking forward to this series, seeing how it wraps up. I think Segura's just killing it. Tormey's got some beautiful artwork, nice coloring as well. Just a really cool Renee Montoya Question series. Hopefully it gets like a second volume, kind of like how they did a second volume for that Blue Beetle series and for the Batman Beyond like Neo-Gothic stuff. So hopefully they get a second crack at a Question volume, because I think it's been pretty sick. We also have the Detective Comics annual for the year. So we have a ton of people. Look at all the creative talent attached to this one. So interesting. The annuals, the annuals can be hit or miss sometimes. We also have the World's Finest annual, Batman Superman World's Finest. But this one, you gotta pick it up because it's We Are Yesterday Part 3. Enjoying this event, for what it is so far. The first one actually wasn't that good. Number 2 was pretty good. We'll see if number 3 can continue it or if it's gonna step back and be not as good like number 1. But that's what we got. New comic book day, April 30th. Definitely let me know what you guys are picking up down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Welcome back everybody to the channel. Trying something different today. We got the weekly comic book review. This is everything that came out last week for April 23rd, new comic book day. Ranked from like if I would recommend picking it up or you know, maybe waiting for a trade, stuff like that. So let's start off with in the very tail end, maybe I can give some more thoughts on my top 5, but we're gonna try to run through this pretty quickly, dude. So let's start off with the least recommended thing last week. It's got to be Hush 2. Very okay, very mediocre in my opinion Batman story. It seems like it's kind of disregarding everything that was happening in like Chip Zdarsky's Batman run. This should have just been a mini, dude, or a maxi, like whatever they wanted to do. But anyways, dude, Batman Hush 2, it's chugging right along. Next up, we got Spectrum number 5. So it's not that I don't recommend Spectrum. I want to make that very clear. I'm a big fan of Dave Chisholm's artwork in here. And the story is pretty solid too. I would say that it's not a good time to pick up, like it's on issue 5, right? Maybe trade weight this from Mad Cave Studios, but I do recommend it if you're into music, if you're into kind of like what it means to be an artist and what it means to like create and put something out into the world and all that stuff. It's pretty deep. It's probably gonna benefit from like many read-throughs, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those series, but yeah, Spectrum number 5, excellent stuff from Dave Chisholm. It's just not a series I'd recommend at issue number 5. I think it's about to end with issue number 6. Next up, dude, we got The Mummy. So this is Universal Monsters, The Mummy, issue number 2. I would say overall maybe a step down from issue number 1. I thought issue number 1 kind of set up the story really well. This second one, it's kind of just like, you know, more introduction to this like mummy character and like how there's like some weird she's got like the soul of another person in her body, so it's very, very interesting stuff going on. But I will say I think the first issue you know, was better in my opinion, but not a bad series by any means. I'm still excited to keep reading it. I think it's only gonna be 4 issues max anyways, right? These Universal Monster series are never that long. Next up, we got Out of Alcatraz number 2. This one stepped it up a lot for me. So I'll just show you the artwork too. So in this one, right, it's got this very cool painted artwork. The first one I was kind of like iffy on because I thought it would give me more of a series, right? But this issue number 2 kind of proved to me that this series is going to be like kind of a slow burn. We get this guy who was supposedly dead after the first issue, but he didn't drown on the escape from Alcatraz, so he's going to go after the guy who like didn't save him, right? So we got like that kind of intrigue going on. We get this like kind of forbidden love story going on as well from like the investigators that are trying to find the escapees from Alcatraz. But yeah, excellent second issue. I think it really stepped it up from issue number 1, and it's definitely a series I'd recommend from Oni Press. Let's move it right along, dude. We got a lot of stuff. Justice League Unlimited number 6. I thought this one was really good, man. So now we're getting into like the really, really good stuff that was hard to rank. This was a great, you know, We Are Yesterday part 2. I think everything going on in the Justice League Unlimited, it's kind of like the premier series in the DC universe right now. A lot of cool stuff happening, a lot of different characters getting involved. Moving right along, we also have Superman number 25, dude. Excellent issue. I'm really, really loving everything going on in this Superman corner of the DC universe. We get all this stuff with, what was his name? It was like XL, dude. So it's like a clone of Superman. So the entire thing turns out into like a clone of Lex Luthor with Superman's powers. So we get this really great like all-out fight. Yeah, man, just some really epic stuff, and it's really like a great culmination of everything that's been going on in the Superman series. I recommend this Superman series, dude. It's a really, really fun one. It's my first ever Superman title that I've been pulling, and I've just been loving it, man. So Superman number 25, definitely recommend that Superman series. G.I. Joe number 6. So this was fun, man. This was like the big battle between Duke and Cobra Commander. Kind of set. This is like, you know, after all these mini series, after like all the kind of build up, we finally get the face off that we've all been wanting. Just excellent stuff from Tom Riley and Jordi Belair. Loving this art style. It's a pretty long fight. They're going back and forth a lot. And then it kind of turns out that, like, you know, kind of like a stalemate. Like, all right, this is our first meeting. Like, we'll be seeing each other, I'm sure. So, you know, loving this G.I. Joe series. I think for me, this might be the last one I'm picking up in single issues. Might be switching to trades on this series, but that's only because I get it free with my library. But this is just an excellent series. I definitely recommend it. Next up, we got Bug Wars number 3. Excellent series, loving it more and more every single issue. We get some behind the scenes like background on the amulet and his dad's kind of relationship with all these bugs that are in his yard. It seems like, you know, all these bugs are huge fans of his dad. They think his dad was like legendary, riding into battle and stuff like that. So this Slade character is just learning like more and more about his dad, kind of like his mysterious, you know, goings on with the bugs. And we find out like the ants, it seems like the ants are the bad guys and the beetles are the good guys. That's kind of what it seems like so far. But yeah, man, interesting if we'll get like an all out kind of war type of thing. Bug Wars number 3. Next up, dude, almost in the top 5. This is number 6. We got the Power Fantasy number 8. So just excellent stuff from Kieran Gillen and Casper Wingard. This character here, what is her name? Is it Lilith, I believe? I can't remember. But just some really epic stuff. A look at the second summer of love, kind of like what was going on in everybody's head like as that was happening. This really focused on this Lilith character, I believe that's her name. And yeah, just some excellent stuff. Like, look at this, dude. Excellent stuff, man. So I don't know, dude. Power Fantasy is like my favorite series coming out of Image Comics right now. Just every like revelation that Kieran Gillen brings us, man. And then on top of that, just Casper Wingard is just excellent artwork, dude. I cannot recommend that series enough. But now, guys, we're in the top 5. The top 5. Number 5, dude, we're going with Green Arrow. Is that a hot take, dude? I don't know. But this Freshwater Killer arc is ending super well. I think there's one more technically, but I'm just like blown away by you know, Chris Condon and Lucas and Montos. Just an excellent creative team. We get some really fun uses of Green Arrow's powers, as he's not powers, but like his utility, all the different arrows that he has, the trick arrows. Really great action between Green Arrow and the rest of the Freshwater Killers. Yeah, man, I don't know, just like a really fun Green Arrow series, a fun like down to basics detective mystery type of thing. I just think it really solid arc, and I just really love what's going on with this Green Arrow series, man. Definitely recommend that. One of the highlights for DC All In, one of the most underrated from DC as well, for sure. Into the Unbeing, issue number 3. This series is disgusting, dude. Some of the most sick, grossed out artwork. You have like a dog who's like becoming mutated, and he has thoughts now, and he's growing a thumb. Now he can pick shit up and stuff. It's like, it's crazy, dude. You get this like monster who's convincing this girl to dig a hole into her head, like carve a hole in your head. It's crazy, man. This series is just unbelievable, man. Some of the artwork from Hayden Sherman, just some really disgusting creature design, like goopy bodies everywhere, and everything's like throbbing, and it's crazy, man. Into the Unbeing is one of the most insane series. I recommend it. You got to read Into the Being part 1 first before you start part 2, but it's all about these people who explore this cave, and it gets more and more creepy and out there as they go, and they go crazy and all that good stuff. Number 3, though, we're going Absolute Wonder Woman. Number 7, excellent issue. I mean, just look at this artwork from Mattea de Luis. Behind the scenes look at this lesson that Diana was trying to learn, because she knew that one day she would be fighting to free her mom. And it's like, how are you going to solve the solution? But yeah, just look at this excellent artwork, man. I really love Mattea's like facial, like the way he draws faces. I just think it's really beautiful stuff. And then yeah, she, you know, excellent end to the issue. We'll have to see how it plays out. But I want to talk about this at the very end, dude. We get some mini little Diana, little mini one-pagers, dude. So that's really fun too. So I just think you're getting a lot of great comic books for the price of this Absolute Wonder Woman. It's one of the most standout series for sure. Let's talk about number 2 of the week. We're going Assorted Crisis Events, dude. One of the most insane comic book reading experiences that I've ever had. Dennis Camp is just a crazy person, man. So as you're reading this, you start realizing that like, so every single page is like its own like mini story or whatever. like all these different points of this in this guy's life, as his family is like, you know, crossing the border into America, like trying to find a better life for themselves. But he's doing this really crazy thing where it's like mirrored, and like, are you washed in the blood? And then you got like a bloody cow. It's like mirrored page to page. It was just a crazy reading experience, man. So excellent artwork from Eric Zawadzki too. Make you a vegan. You know, this issue really bloody. And yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. Just like the craziest reading experience I've had recently. But number one of the week, we're going with Absolute Martian Manhunter. I'm just loving it, dude. People around him, and he can kind of reach into their memories, and you see all these people's memories are kind of leaking out of their bodies. But just like the visual way that Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez are telling this story, it's just crazy, man. So yeah, I don't know really, like this scene in particular, right? This is like one of the craziest, because we learn about this guy. We learn like about his life, how he used to play baseball with his dad. He's like scared of UFOs and stuff like that. Like here's him hanging out with his dad. So it's just all this guy's life in like one panel. I don't know, man. Just in crazy comic booking, right? From Dennis Camp in general with these two series, but then Javier Rodriguez's art is just taking it to another level, dude. But that's what we got. The weekly comic book review for April 23rd. Let me know what you guys thought about ranking and kind of talking about every single issue. Thank you guys for watching. Read more comics. Welcome back, everybody, to another special video. In this one, dude, we're going to be explaining the latest DC kind of mini event that they've got going on. We're talking about the Summer of Superman, okay? So in the Summer of Superman special, DC kind of broke it down. They kind of introduced what these, you know, Summer of Superman was going to be looking like. So I thought we could talk about it, man. So I thought, well, first off, I mean, this issue was just a great kind of introduction to the kind of new status quo for Superman. We get the new era begins here. But the first thing they want to tell us, dude, is that Superman and kind of Superboy is getting a look from Mark Waid and Skylar Partridge. So you guys see here, we get Action Comics number 1087. This is going to be kind of a look at Superman as he's still living in Smallville with his, you know, Ma and Pa Kent. We also have the continuation of Joshua Williamson's excellent series with Superman number 28. Looks like we got Dan Moore coming back on the art, so that's just really fun stuff. Dan Moore doing Superman, I'm never gonna say no to that, man. So the Superman series from Joshua Williamson, that's a must pick up, dude. That's like it's like the underground hit from the DC universe right now, dude. I think it's really cool. The fact that it's been going for 2 years, and I don't think they've missed like a single issue. I think it's been really fun all the way throughout. Great characterizations for Clark Kent, for Lois. It's kind of weird because the rest of the Superman family doesn't really get involved. It really just is like Superman, and then sometimes you get some Lois stuff. I'm trying to think, you don't really get any John Kent stuff. You don't really get any other Superman family, I don't think. I have to think about it, but it's mostly just focused on Superman. But then down here, Superman Unlimited, I'm surprised that this one's not up the very top, because Superman Unlimited number 1, new ongoing for Superman with Dan Slott and Raphael Albuquerque as the creative team. That just sounds awesome, dude. So my thinking was, right, I kind of dropped the Action Comics title and I'm adding the Superman Unlimited title. So, because I was looking for like a longer running Superman series that the Action Comics really wasn't giving me. So I think I'm going to add Superman Unlimited to my pull and then check this series out digitally. But that's what we got as far as like the main Superman titles for the Summer of Superman as it starts. But then we also get the new ongoing series for Supergirl, dude. So you guys see there, she's got a new costume. The new costume was designed by Art Germ. So it says, elevating the excitement even further is Kara's brand new costume, teased across the various cover artwork released for the series. Leading the charge on the design is Art Germ, whose stunning artwork captures a fresh yet recognizable take on the character. So he wanted to do sporty and fun, but pack a punch. And I definitely think he kind of nailed that design, dude. Really cool look for Supergirl. And then we see there kind of the whole thrust of the, you know, series is going to be a return to Midvale. Kara Zor-El has been a key member of the Superman family in Metropolis, but what happens when she strikes out on her own? Follow Kara as she returns to her roots in Midvale, home of Supergirl. But how could this be? Our hero has not been back in years, and the protector of that town has been saving the day for weeks. Can Supergirl stop the imposter before they steal her fresh start in life? So yeah, man, just kind of a new status quo for Supergirl. Excited about that, man. So, and then, you know, in addition to that, dude, we get a Krypto series, dude. So Krypto, the last dog of Krypton. I've been told that this is kind of like a Krypto year 1 series, dude. So that sounds pretty exciting. Let's read the solicit. The secret origin of a very good boy. Throughout the five issues of Krypto, the last dog of Krypton, Krypto explores Earth in search of a place to call home. Finding himself lost and alone on our alien world, and with strange new superpowers quickly coming in, Krypto begins traveling the strange planet he finds himself in the middle of, always on the trail of his lost friend Kal-El, a being now better known as Superman. So, yeah, dude, you just got Krypto searching the planet, looking for Kal-El, dude. So it should be pretty exciting stuff there. We get Ryan North as the writer with Mike Norton as the artist. Ryan North killing it over on the Marvel side with the Fantastic Four series, obviously. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Down here it says team ups. We'll see Krypto meet several key characters for the first time, including Lex Luthor, the Kents, and more. Each issue of this miniseries is a complete short story, combining to tell the full story of Krypto the Superdog, says Ryan North. Throughout these stories, we see Krypto face a strange new world. He travels from town to town, meeting and befriending people, sometimes helping to solve their problems, and sometimes finding problems of his own. He's a very good dog. So this is going to be a 5-issue series that starts on June 18th, it looks like. So very excited about that. Krypto, the last dog of Krypton. That's not it though, guys, because we got a new maxi series from Philip Kennedy Johnson, dude. So I was just talking about how I really enjoyed his Action Comics run. He's coming in for some more Superman goodness with Adventures of Superman, Book of L. So it looks like the solicit says, Gods of War, as the super family settles into a well-earned time of peace, a powerful ally turned enemy invades Earth with an army at his back, and a god aspect of Olgrim, mad god of the first world. When even the super family lacks the power to stop him, Superman is sent against his will to a place even he's never been, where he'll find allies he could never have expected. So it's kind of a carry-on of, it's a carry-on of Philip Kennedy Johnson's series, it seems like. So they dealt with the Olgrun, the mad god of the first world, I believe. So it seems like it's going to be a carry-on of that. So that's pretty cool. A 12-issue miniseries, The Adventures of Superman, Book of L, number 1. I'll read this real quick. It says, Super twins lost in time. The journey will take them to the future in hot pursuit of the captured super twins, Osul and Otho. Concluding the events of their future state in Philip Kennedy Johnson's Action Comics, the Superman event of 1,000 lifetimes begins in Book of L. So it is a continuation, like I was saying, so it's cool to have it confirmed. And yeah, man, just a really exciting time if you are a Superman fan. One more thing though, we got a new Treasury Edition one-shot. So this is written by Dan Jurgens with art from Bruno Redondo of Nightwing fame, obviously. Legendary Nightwing artist. So we have Creative Giants tell a colossal story on upsized pages as the super... I can't read today, dude. Creative Giants tell a colossal story on upsized pages as the Man of Steel goes supersized for the summer of Superman. In this all-new Treasury Edition, quintessential Superman writer Dan Jurgens pairs with the modern master of sequential art, Bruno Redondo, to craft a larger-than-life story of power, tragedy, action, and above all, hope. So yeah, man, a new Treasury Edition. These are like the giant big old comic books, so that's pretty cool, man. A new one. When's the last time they did one of those? But that's pretty fun. So that's the summer of Superman, guys. What are you most excited for? You got the Supergirl stuff. You got a bunch of Superman stuff. Krypto is probably my number 1, dude, not gonna lie. And then you get some Philip Kennedy Johnson stuff coming back. So yeah, man, that's been the summer of Superman. A little bit of an explanation on what's going on. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you're excited for and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody, to another special video. In this one, we're taking a little bit of a trip down memory lane, a little bit of a time machine action going on. We're going to look at old setups that I've had throughout the years and kind of track it, right? So this first one, for example, 2022, and then at the end I'll show you guys pictures of my current setup and kind of explain. But yeah, this should be pretty cool to see the evolution of my comic book collection let's get into it, man. Starting off with this first picture from February 7th, 2022, man. So as you guys can see, we have some, not a ton of collected editions. My wife's books are also on the shelf as kind of filler, right? Because the shelf was looking a little empty. We got some compendiums, of course. We got the Walking Dead stuff, the Invincible compendiums, really good recommendation there. But the Walking Dead stuff, that's kind of how I started my collection, because this is like way back when me and my family used to watch the Walking Dead show. My mom, she gifted me these compendiums for Christmas because as the show was ending, like one of the seasons, she was like, yo, we got to know what the heck's happening. So here's the comics, read ahead and let us know as a family what the heck's going to happen. So that's kind of how I started reading the Walking Dead stuff back in the day. And yeah, as you guys can see, I mean, not a ton of trades or anything either. We have some Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. Shout out Julie from Fantasy Zone Comics in Rhode Island. Great recommendation there. She kind of started me on my Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips journey. We get the Age of Ultron hardcover. I've had that for a really long time. We have some indie stuff, right? You got Stray Dogs, Ice Cream Man, Kick-Ass is a classic. But yeah, man, I mean, not looking too big as far as collected editions. In the start of 2022, as you guys will see in the next picture, 2022 was a huge year for collected editions. That's kind of like where I started ramping up content and stuff too. So as you guys can see, let's just show it off. So December 5th, 2022. So you guys see the jump. I mean, it's just crazy, right? It's like night and day difference versus, you know, this shelf to how it looks now. We get the Daily Bugle Lego set. You guys, longtime fans will know it took me a really long time to build that, but that's why we got it displayed nice and proud there. Some collected editions, like some Omnis, right? So really getting big into Omnis this year. We get some Batman by Scott Snyder. We got some Captain America stuff. We get, you know, not too much. The start of Ultimate Spider-Man. Get some more compendiums down there for Spawn. I've since sold those. Not too into Spawn nowadays. Nice stack of stuff that I like have to read or organize. I don't know what's going on there. Yo, shout out You're the Collector. We got a little sticker, dude. But as far as other collected editions, right? I mean, we have some more Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. Not really, actually. Oh yeah, over here. So the Criminal series, you get the full set. Some Murder Falcon, getting into Daniel Warren Johnson. Deadly Class, I now have the full set, but that's 1 and 2 right there. So yeah, man, as you guys can see, it's just, I mean, totally night and day difference compared to this shelf and what I had previously shown you, but still not even five shelves deep. At the very bottom here, you guys can see it's kind of like still has some junky stuff, dude. So we're still only at 4 shelves for comic books. And then I'm gonna jump ahead, right? So sorry, this was the same day, but this is in the closet. So you guys know I had the storage closet for a while, and that's kind of, I had another shelf in there, and that's kind of where I use like overflow stuff. So I don't know what the heck's going on here. I guess just like my set of Batman No Man's Land, my JLA stuff, kind of a mix. I mean, it's not even DC, it's like a mix of Indian. So I don't know what's going on. We get that Black Hammer, Asterios Polyp. I can't wait. I gotta read that at some point. David Mach Kelly. But yeah, you guys see some slabs in there. Experimenting with slabs a little bit, but I've since, like, I haven't bought slabs in a really long time. I'm kind of out of that game, but yeah. So that's December 5th, 2022. Let's move it ahead. This is January 12th, 2023. So we had a huge surge in Omnis because if you guys remember, 2022, that was the year I did my comic book Christmas series. So I had like 12 boxes of Omnis. It was crazy. Did a bunch of unboxings and overviews. The most stressed out I've ever been making content was during that Christmas season, but I'm glad I got it done, dude. So a lot of cool stuff here now. I mean, we got just the Omnis are, you know, we got the Superman Omni, we got some Flash Omnibus, we get some Bendis stuff with Alias. So yeah, I mean, just like, I think it's like 12 new Omnis from that picture I just showed you, and then this one in January. And let's move it along, dude. We got July 20th, 2023. So, you know, 6 months after, we finally have enough that we're pushing stuff from that bottom shelf, and now it's starting to become, you know, more stuff that belongs to us, not just like random stuff. Yeah, I mean, not too many. I guess it looks like there's not too many crazy differences between this January one and this July one. You guys see there, I got some. This was after C2E2, so I try to make an effort to kind of make my space look a little bit nicer. So we get the posters there, displaying some albums. This is August of 2023, so just like another, rearrangement of some of my deluxe editions. For the longest time I put deluxe editions on the bottom shelf there, so all my deluxe editions looks like just from DC and Marvel. Let's move along, dude, because this is December 16th, 2023, so at the very end of the year, so 6 more month jump, we have a new 2x2 IKEA shelf, dude. So this is where I put that bottom right shelf. You guys see it, that's got some Marvel and DC, but for the most part, this is going to be my indie shelf from now on. So yeah, see there, that bottom shelf is now like specifically just Marvel stuff, and then it dips into deluxe editions. At the very top though, I have my Image deluxe editions. I've got enough that I can have like one full row. That was pretty cool. So yeah, I had my Image deluxe editions. I had my DC Omnis, but then it dipped into Marvel Omnis, and then Marvel and DC deluxe editions. But this was like a really cool setup, and you guys can kind of see, like, I just sort of carried this setup and just brought it with me to Maine. So this is what it was looking like in 2023 at the very end. This is December, and then shortly after this, a couple months later, I would move. But so this is what it's looking like at the very start of when I lived in Maine. So as you guys can see, got a little bit more room. So we, I don't know, but this is before I hung up any like art and anything, right? So, but the big jump here is this is when I started getting into action figures. You guys know action figures were a huge, I guess, like priority for me last year. So the very top there, I got some Spider-Man action figures, but the only new one is the one on the very left. This is the Amazing Fantasy re-release. But other than that though, I mean, these are Spider-Man action figures that I had since I was a kid that I found in a box. That was pretty cool. And then we do have some Batman family members. So we have Cassandra Cain, we got Batman, Batman Hush. We got a pretty cool Nightwing, pretty lame Batgirl. We got my Justice League down here starting to fill out, pretty cool stuff. We get the main Trinity there. I don't know why Wonder Woman's doing like a back thing, but yeah, we got the Trinity looking great. But yeah, so this is kind of how I decided to do my setup. So the 2x2 is all indie stuff, right? That's Image hardcovers, and then you guys see, Image and other indies, and then this, these are just DC and Marvel. So we have some DC Omnis, Marvel Omnis, dipping into down there. You see like the, more of a full set of Ultimate Spider-Man. That's been fun. We got the Jonathan Hickman, Fantastic Four stuff. But yeah, man, so this is kind of how the setup was looking like before I added art. I think I have like another look. Yeah, so then we have my short boxes over there. So that's what my setup was looking like in June, but let's look at what it's looking like today, dude. So almost a full year, and look how far we've come, dude. So we got the art on the walls, we got the art on the ceilings, bro. We got some posters up there. We have another 2x2 cube organizer, and then we had another 2x2 organizer, dude. So went kind of crazy. Mostly just hardcovers, dude, on this shelf. Looking pretty cool. Of course, the action figures have really gotten crazy. The Marvel ones, trying to be picky, but there's a lot of Spider-Man characters they release. I didn't intend to have a bunch of DC villains. That kind of just happened. Oopsies, accident. The multiverse Batman stuff, but I love them, dude. I say all that, but I freaking love these action figures, man. But so yeah, this is what the setup's looking like today, 2025. So we got the Futurama slab. I'll show you guys this picture too. This is that third 2x2 cube organizer. We got all the compendiums down there. You guys see I've sold the Spawn ones, but you got to keep the Walking Dead and everything else. And then yeah, this is the closet. This is the overfill closet. Excuse these action figures that I have to unbox. All right, this is kind of the overfill closet. So yeah, that's what we're looking like in 2025. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little walk through memory lane. the evolution of my comic book collection, man. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody, to another Your Comic Comments. We've got 10 comments, questions, and concerns from you guys, the audience. They may or may not be related to comic books. That's all right. Let's get into it, man. Starting off with, oh yeah, I want to say, if you guys, have any questions you want to ask, leave them down below. We'll get to them in May, man. So let's get to it. And while you're down there, throw your boy a like, all right? You know what I'm saying? It's tough out here. All right, let's get into it, dude. Starting off with this dummy. All right, so we got this video I made a long time ago. It was all about DC's compact comics, and this was before they were coming out, and it was like, hey, these things are gonna change the game, right? That video did pretty well. Every now and then I get some comments on it. Bunch of dummies, dude, right? So this is the latest dummy. Let's all laugh at this guy. We got Freeze Light. He says, so trade paperbacks, what's new? Buddy, if you don't get the fact that the compact comics are $10, they include the full stories for the most part, right? Not a lot of volume 2s, in the series. I'm pretty sure, like, there's a Batman Court of Owls, but I don't think it has a volume 2 yet. But man, the entire story for $10, that's just accessible to so many different people. It's getting so many different people into the hobby. Ask your local comic book shop. They'll tell you that these things are flying off the shelves, man. So it's not just their trade paperbacks, dude. They're $10, okay? Get that through your skull, you dummy, all right? So let's move on. Next up, we've got Fort Castellan 1730. He says, it's nice to know I'm not the only one to top my bookshelves with Lego builds. At the moment, I have some pirate ships topping my main shelf. I need some good pirate comics to go under it. As far as comic book that feature pirates, can't help you there. I don't know too many. There's a series called Shanghai Red with art from Joshua Hickson. I haven't read it yet, but I'm a big fan of Joshua Hickson's work. But in terms of putting Legos on the shelves, dude, you gotta, man. You gotta display them, you know? I think that, listen, if I had more room to display Legos, I'd have a ton more Lego. Actually, me and my wife were just talking about right here, right outside of frame. You can't really see it, but there's like a little, I don't know, like a hallway. Why did I forget the word for hallway? But we're gonna put like a shelf there and then maybe have that just filled with Lego. So that should be pretty cool. Have like a dedicated Lego shelf as an excuse to buy more Lego, dude. But yeah, thanks for the comment, dude. You gotta show off your Lego, dude. You put so much time into building it and stuff. Vactorverse, big buddy, big friend of the show, Vactor. He says, are you a big Tom King fan? So you guys are wrong about Tom King. I'll make a whole video about it. Not Vactor. Vactor loves Tom King. Me and him are alike in that. But a lot of people out there, you guys hate Tom King so much. I don't think you guys have read a lot of Tom King's stuff, okay? Maybe you read his Batman. His Batman maybe isn't the best. I haven't read it personally. But you're talking about the guy who wrote Helena Windhorn. You got, Strange Adventure. You got Mr. Miracle. You got Human Target. You got Gotham City Year One, dude. Like, you can go down the list, dude. Superman Up in the Sky, my favorite Superman story of all time. Like, Tom King is actually the GOAT. You guys are wrong. So let's move on, dude. But I'll make a whole video about that at some point, because a lot of Tom King hate out there, man. Next up, this guy says, I don't know his name, AmLegCP US, whatever. Anyway, so I did a video on my TikTok. It was my wife. She was featured in the video and she was looking at a shelf, right? And in the video I said, my wife here is looking at some LGBTQ plus comics. Like, that's all I said, like that one sentence. I didn't know that one sentence would trigger so many different people, dude. A bunch of babies, dude. Because, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, my wife was looking at some LGBTQ plus comics. Okay. It's just so bizarre to me that people like I got some comments that were saying, oh, the fact, like, why do they need their own section? Like, can't you just, why is there a horror section at the comic shop, right? If someone wants to read horror, isn't it smart to group them all in one place? Like, I don't know, man, you guys are dummies. A bunch of dummies out there. This one was nice. This guy says, the category she follows is really odd, but great videos. That's like a nicer way to say it, but you're still kind of a bigot, not gonna lie. Like, what do you mean the category she follows? She's looking at LGBTQ plus comics that feature LGBTQ plus people. Okay, is that so weird, dude? Anyways, moving on. Getting heated in this one, dude. Captain Underpants 1. He's had a couple comments, dude, but featuring him in April, he says, partying with Uncanny Omar, dude. So If you guys don't know, if you aren't aware, maybe I'll insert a clip right here.
Okay, Christian, dude, I got to hang out with Christian and Cody Collects and Drew, and there was another gentleman. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. They do a lot of TikTok videos, and I never know where my life is going to take me when I go to conventions, and it was a completely unexpected, crazy night. And I'm glad that Christian was a big part of that night, man.
But yeah, the story behind that is me and Comic Book Stash and our friend Tessa. We went out to, I guess you could just say, a bar, dude. I was at the bar with Uncanny Omar, just hanging out. It was like a comedy show going on, but we weren't paying too much attention to it. But yeah, man, hanging out with Uncanny Omar. I might be featuring on some of Uncanny Omar's shows coming up. You know what I mean? Some of his live shows. We had a blast, dude, with Uncanny Omar. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to blow up his spot, dude, but it got pretty wild, not gonna lie. Next up, Blue Nomad says, are you gonna show your Futurama slab? So when I did my C2E2 video, I forgot to show like the end product, dude. So there we go. Got DiMaggio, we got Seagal, we got Billy West. So that's the slab. That's the slab. Pretty nice, dude, not gonna lie. It was pretty fun going for all three. Technically, I could have gone for the voice actress who voices Amy and the voice actor who voices Hermes. They were also there, but I just opted to get the three main on the cover there. Because like if you get the Hermes sig, where are you gonna put it? You're gonna put it on the back? Maybe not. You can put it on the front, but he's not on the front. Anyways, but that was fun to go for. So that's the Futurama slab, dude. Blue Nomad. There you go, dude. Yeah, I completely forgot to show it in the vlog, the end product. Next up, this guy says, I got a couple comments from Jerry, dude. I've been trying to feature Jerry in more videos, so we got a couple comments. A lot of big fans of Jerry out there. HC Rose 98 says Jerry feature goes crazy. Jameson Kerr 5634 says I love the Jerry appearances. So Jerry, my dog, Jerry the comic dog. Maybe I can make a video like specifically about Jerry in the future, but I've had Jerry for a couple years now. Me and my wife adopted him, and yeah, dude, he's just my little buddy. I work from home, so he's with me all the time. So yeah, dude, Jerry the comic dog, what a G. Next up, we got Joshua Arnold C. 7F says, hey, I want some advice. I'm struggling to remember what I read, like after he reads it. Maybe he reads too fast, or he's not reading out loud. It's quite annoying. So what I would say to you, man, maybe you are reading a little bit too fast. You know, some series like are easier to remember, like are easier to read in a binge, right? So you don't have to remember month to month. But yeah, I would say maybe you're just reading a little bit too fast if you're not like retaining it, and then it causes you to reread stuff. Maybe just slow it down, you know? I don't think reading out loud, that might not help you. That I don't read out loud personally, but yeah, man. Joshua, I would just say, slow it down a little bit, dude. And try to read, maybe if you read a trade, right? Instead of single issues, if you read a trade, maybe you don't have to remember as much, right? Issue to issue. But next up, Attila Yubu 5401 says, congratulations, man. You are improving yourself day by day. Your cover photos, your video content. Hope you continue like this, dude. So thank you for the nice comment. I think that's like my next kind of thing, right? Is improving my, he says cover photos, but I think he means like whatever, like the YouTube thumbnails. That's like my next kind of step, is try to title stuff better, thumbnail stuff better. But as far as video content, just keeping it nice and easy, dude. Don't do too many. I'm not like the greatest editor in the world, so we keep it nice and easy, you know, relaxed. This guy says, I think it's the last comment. Yeah, this guy says, Mr. Eagle 778 says, love the videos, just got into comics in February. Wish I could have gotten into them growing up, but didn't have a store near my city, but I'm catching up with you, and your videos help out a lot. Keep making content. So shout out Mr. Eagle, dude. So for those of you out there that want to get into comic books but are not able to, this is the channel for you, man. I try to give everybody some great recommendations. All the time I get nice comments like this, people saying, you know, you're really helping me out getting back into the comic book hobby and stuff like that. So yeah, dude, shout out Mr. Eagle. I think if you guys want to find out if there's a comic shop near you, you can do like, maybe it's like comicshoplocator.com or something like that. I forget what it is, but and if you don't, in the past I've used Midtown Comics. They allow you to do a pull list just like a normal comic book shop, and you know, every single week you get your pulls in. So That's what I used to do personally when I didn't have a comic book shop. And then also there's like stuff like Hoopla. There's stuff like, what's it called? Like Global Comics, right? Like there's ways to read stuff online that isn't pirating, right? So like still help out the hobby, help out the industry. So yeah, man, trying to get as many people in the comics as possible. But that's it, dude. I think that's it. 10 comic book comments, questions, and concerns from you guys, the audience. Leave any comments, questions, and concerns for May down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics.